Alright, welcome back to another modern video. Fortunately, I have to play Chef's Kiss. If you saw my last video, I tried to do a challenge where I had 10 attempts to go 5-0. Was not able to do that, so now I have to play with my least favorite card of all time, and that's Chef's Kiss. So it's 3 mana, gain control of target spell that targets only a single permanent or player, copy it, then reselect the targets are random for the spell and the copy, and the new targets can't be you or permanent you control. So the reason that I hate this card so much is the first reason is it's just bad. Like, this is a MH2 rare, and it's 3 mana to steal a spell, and you do get to copy it, but you have random targets, and you can only do that to something that has only one target. So if you think about like what things with one target are there in Modern, there's like Thoughtseize, there's Lightning Bolt, Fatal Push. I mean, if you Chef's Kiss one of those, yeah, you're doubling it, but you're essentially paying 3 mana to get 2 mana's worth of random value. So the card is just really bad. And then the second reason, and I think the really reason that this is my least favorite card, since there are obviously a lot of bad rares, and that's not new to Magic. What is new is, why is this card called Chef's Kiss? I understand that it's a picture of Asmo, and she's a chef, and she's cooking something. But what does this effect have to do with Chef's Kiss? She's kissing the spell? I don't know too much about the lore, I will admit. But the Asmo card, the food-based card, which makes a lot of sense for a chef, cookbook-based, food-based, that has nothing to do with spells. But then Chef's Kiss, it's taking control of the spell that has nothing to do with creatures, nothing to do with food, nothing to do with Underworld Cookbook. Flavor text, cook to perfection. What are you cooking? You're choosing spells at random. Is that how cooking works? You double the spell and give it to the next person. It has nothing to do with Chef's Kiss. The only thing that I can think of is they wanted to make a card called Chef's Kiss because they were making a set with Asmo. She's a chef, and it's a meme to say Chef's Kiss. And so they just slapped it on a random card, gave it the minimum amount of flavor, and then printed it out into the world as just an awful joke that no one cares about. Except for me, because I hate this card. So, that being said, to make a deck around this card, which I unfortunately had to do, I was looking for what are good spells for me to copy, since I can't rely on my opponents to have something that I want to copy. And a couple of requirements. One, it has to be 1 mana, because I'm already spending 3 whole mana on Chef's Kiss. There's really not much room for anything else. And so I fell to Needlebite Trap. You can cast it for 1 black if your opponent gained life this turn, and target player loses 5 life and you gain 5 life, which is very important because it targets only players, which means that Chef's Kiss will always target your opponent. And for instance, something like Lightning Bolt, you can copy with Chef's Kiss, but there is a chance that it will just target their creatures, and it could even target the same creature twice, because there's no protection on Chef's Kiss to stop her from doing that. So while I'm playing Lightning Bolt, because obviously it's just a good card, I don't think I can play without it, and in a pinch, I can Chef's Kiss it, right? But I also playing Lava Spike as backup. And then the second part of the Needlebite Trap is I'm playing Grove of the Burnwillows, which is a little weird because it's kind of an aggressive red deck. But the idea is any life gain that they get off of Grove will be offset by the amount of Needlebite Traps that I can cast at them. Then There is also Flare of Duplication, which is similar to Chef's Kiss, but also just way better in like basically every single way. You get to choose the targets for the copy. You can target any instant or sorcery spell, and you can cast it for free. So it just seems like a natural inclusion here, since I'm going to be trying to Needlebite Trap my opponent out of the game. I can go Needlebite Trap, Chef's Kiss, Flare of Duplication. That's 14 damage if you count the 1 life they gained off Grove of the Burn Willows. I also threw in a 1 of Triskaidekaphobia because 1, it's kind of funny, and 2, it does actually enable Needlebite Trap because I can have each player gain 1 life. And it does work actually kind of well with Grove because I could mess with my opponent's life totals to try to get them to exactly 13 and die to Triskaidekaphobia. The other part of the deck is, I mean, basically just good red cards that can sacrifice to Flare of Duplication. I've got 4 Channeler, 4 Ragavan, 4 Fable, which once it flips, it can sacrifice to Flare. And then I got a 1 of Epicure. It was kind of interesting looking through and trying to build cards, or build this deck with Flare of Duplication, because it was kind of tough to, kind of balance wanting to sacrifice a creature to Flare of Duplication, but also like not just playing junk creatures. Like, for instance, I could be playing for Voldaren Epicure. I could be playing for 4 of the 1 mana saga that like pings when it enters or something like that. But I kind of decided that I would rather just have a solid game plan of Ragavan, which can also ramp, which is pretty big to get you up to 4 mana to Needlebite Trap plus Chef's Kiss. And then also Dragon's Rage Channeler helps you search for the combo. Fable does both, ramps you, and then also helps you search for the combo. And then hopefully I'll be able to get them low with my creatures that are not just random beaters that I don't care about. And then once they're within range of Needlebite Traps, then I can sacrifice my creatures to Flare of Duplication because I won't care. My opponent will be dead. Then I'm playing Channeler, so I'm playing 4 Bauble along with that, and then I'm playing Underworld Breach. I know I can't alternate cast Flare of Duplication or Needlebite Trap out of the graveyard, but I have Channeler, I have Bauble, I do have Lightning Bolt and Lava Spike. Like, it seemed criminal to not add at least 1 Underworld Breach into the deck. So that's how this deck came together. If you're sitting at home saying this looks like a pile of junk, you're probably right. And I would not be playing this deck if I had 5-0'd. So yeah, let's get into games and see. Honestly, if we can get 1 game in this league where we can Needlebite Trap for at least 10 damage, I'll be super happy. If we get a match win, that'd be crazy. Not convinced that it's possible, but we'll see. Maybe once we get into the 0-4 bracket, we can pick up a win. So let's hop into some games and see how it goes. All right, we're here for round 1 of the Chef's Kiss League, and Chef's Kiss does make an appearance in the opening hand. Looks pretty awful in this hand, but I'm probably going to keep this hand. I've got only 1 land, but I've got Bauble plus Channeler to help dig for it, and I am in the draw, so should be able to dig pretty deep. Can even Lightning Bolt on the upkeep of turn 2 if I need to. Try to help dig deeper. My opponent is mulliganing to 6. Keeps their 6-card hand. Let's see what they've got. Just a tapped Arena of Glory. Okay. Okay, we ended up drawing a land anyway, so should I Bauble myself? I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter since I'm going to be... I get to do either the fake scry with Bauble or I get to surveil with Channeler. I think surveilling is going to be better. I think I'm gonna keep this. I don't hate. Oh, so up against goblins, huh? I don't hate just guaranteeing a third land for Fable. I think that's going to be pretty important to hit. Okay, Conspicuous Snoop. It's a bit spooky, but I do have Lightning Bolt. Okay. So now I actually can do the Bauble trick. Unless I want to keep something on top here. I don't think I want Flare of Duplication just yet. Still got a ways to go before I start copying things. So let's do this now. Lava Spike. I think I'm okay with shuffling that away. Get a Raucous Theater. I will keep a Lightning Bolt though. So I'm going to wait till their turn. Get the Bauble draw of Lightning Bolts. And then I can... I guess it's a little weird because I don't know if I gain that much by bolting Conspicuous Snoop here, since they have another one, but I guess I'll make them play and then I can bolt the second one as well. Grow the Burn Wells is... I do have to keep that since that's part of my combo. So I got Chef's Kiss, I've got Grow the Burn Wells. All I need now is a Needlebite Trap. And Snoop played again. Do I let them untap with Snoop or do I bolt? I feel like I probably just have to bolt here. Honestly, I can probably just... I might be able to just breach here. Just as a small one to bobble a couple times. So I guess, yeah, let me attack with Channeler. See if I can't draw into a Needlebite Trap. Definitely don't need a land. Definitely don't need another Chef's Kiss. Let's see what they've got on top. Oh yeah, they've got a mountain. I already knew that. Triskaidekaphobia, don't need that either. Can do one more. Graveyard that as well. And then, all right. Get to draw 3 cards. Basically 2 mana, draw 3, mill a bunch of cards I don't need up the top. It's pretty good. So my opponent has Skirk Prospector and 3 unknowns in hand. I've got... I guess I could Lava Spike. I could Lava Spike Chef's Kiss for 12 total damage here. Okay, Patch Like Mons, kind of good against Dragon's Rage Channeler. I think I'm just going to go ahead and get this Fable down here. Okay, I mean, I'm going to keep it. Can't really, not really in a place to turn down Needlebite Trap. I'm going to, yep, still keep that. Down to 14 actually puts me at Delirium. So it's going to be hard for them to kill it with the Mons here. Skirk Prospector. See what else they've got. Could be a bit scary. Munitions Expert. Okay, so probably could do that. They could also pick up my Goblin Shaman, potentially. See if they want to do that. So currently, I don't have enough mana to actually kill them unless I get to attack with this Goblin Shaman. I'm gonna discard one Chef's Kiss. Okay, and they are letting me attack. Wow, is this gonna work? The first game of the league? That's crazy. That's actually insane. I am stunned. Okay, so my opponent gains a life. I get to cast this for 1 black. And then Chef's Kiss. Maybe was I wrong the whole time? As Saffron would say, is this busted? Do we break it? Absolutely not. But I'm just I can't believe that worked. No other way to put it. I just cannot believe that it worked. So I'm going to bring in some Searing Blazes. One reason I put this in the sideboard was... Oh, wait, I can't. Wow. Okay, so I put it in the sideboard because it doesn't matter if it's copied or not, because... but Chef's Kiss can't copy this because it copies 2 things. But you can still Flare of Duplication it, so I guess that's good enough. So I'm going to trim the Triskaidekaphobia, take out a couple of Lava Spikes, and go from there. I'm not going to be... Through this league, I'm not going to be taking out any Chef's Kiss. That's the whole point. So I'm not allowed to board that out in any game. But, you know, I've got Channeler plus Bauble. I could even potentially just wait on casting the casting the Bauble until I get a second Channeler down too. Might do that. Just get the extra Surveil out of it. I don't think there's too much out of this that I'm worried about. If my opponent is playing Goblin Grenade, that could be an insane blowout with Chef's Kiss or Flare of Duplication, but I'm a little dubious. They seem to be a pretty combo-focused version of Goblins, which does make sense. With I'm assuming they probably have Pashalik Mons as well as the Snoop combo, and those are definitely pretty... Makes sense to be in on those. Okay, well, I'm going to keep it. See if I can find a Needlepoint Trap. Okay, they got a Harbinger on top. That's a good one to know about. Alright, then I'm going to wait for the Bauble draw before I fetch. And I can hold up Lightning Bolt here if I need it, or if I don't need it end of turn, I can just grab a Surveil land. Alright, casting looks like a 4 mana? Okay, casting Pashalik Mons. He's picking off my Channelers. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and bolt this, I think. Don't really want this to stick around. I could actually Flare of Duplication here. Kill the Prospector as well. Since Chandler's dying anyway. So I'll go ahead and do that. Get another Surveil out of the deal too. Fortunately, I think I'm going to be binning these until I find a Needlebite Trap. Alright, so I can sacrifice the Prospector for an additional mana. Oh, I didn't even realize this actually puts me at Delirium for Channeler, so it'll live through this ping. Nice. Okay, I think I have to keep a Lightning Bolt against the creature combo deck. Yeah, so I got a Harbinger. Let's see what they put on top. Probably a Snoop. Boggart Trawler. Okay. I mean, I think I'm pretty okay with that. Like, yeah, you could shut off my Delirium and my Breach, but little did they know I'm only playing one of those, and the deck is actually built around Chef's Kiss, not Underworld Breach. So let's get in for 3. I'm just gonna go ahead and play this Fable here. Hopefully, I don't die. I think I'm gonna graveyard that. Between the treasures and I'm gonna be able to discard draw here. I think I should be able to find enough mana. I just want to dig deeper for Needlebite Trap. I'm gonna take 2 here. I would rather trade on the attack here. I just pass. So they have Boggart Trawler, 1 unknown. So what do they have? It's kind of interesting. I can... I mean, I know they have the Trawler. I think I'm just going to keep this Channeler. Oops. Swing in, grab a treasure. Get to hold up this bolt. I mean, I've got pretty close to lethal already. Assuming they're going to play Trawler this turn, right? So they don't just die to these Channelers. Yeah. That makes sense. I think I'm going to go ahead and bolt here. Bolt the Harbinger, since that's a more important combo piece. I mean, another Fable is pretty good. I mean, it doesn't really look like I'm going to be able to combo this game, but I'm happy enough to get the win just casting Channelers and Fables. And I actually did get to use Flare of Duplication pretty well. Got to kill another creature with a Lightning Bolt, and then also save one of my Channelers with Delirium. So let's Searing Blaze. I think I'm gonna graveyard this. So I got a few more Surveil triggers. Probably just gonna graveyard that as well. I'm just gonna attack with the Goblin Shaman here. And if I can find Delirium next turn, I can attack for 11. My opponent, I mean, nothing on board. Shocking or bolting themselves for Trawler, or for a Trawler land. Got a Harbinger. They have here. Goblin Ringleader. Okay. That makes sense. Just extra card advantage. Okay. Gonna go ahead and discard, I think, both of these. I think now that my opponent is low enough on life that I'm not really looking necessarily to kill them here with the combo. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and try to find Delirium. And that should do it. And my opponent scoops it up, okay. Well, go to 1-0. I mean, the combo worked first game, then the backup plan worked the second game. This is already going better than a lot of my runs did in the 5-0 challenge. I really don't know what to say, other than I guess we'll move on and see if we can do a repeat in the next match. All right. I mean, I think I'm gonna keep this one lander, but I am on the draw, and I've got a Bauble plus a Ragavan. So hopefully I can this. And I do have Needlebite Trap plus Chef's Kiss, which is kind of nice. Flooded Strand. Okay, well, good thing I saved this Bauble. Alright, so it looks like it might be up against Jeskai. Kira. Drew another Chef's Kiss. Exactly what I wanted here. Where's my strands? Maybe it's just blue-white. Interesting. Did not draw land. So I guess I will play my second Ragavan and pass. Hopefully this control deck has no... Wow, just temporary lockdown. Okay. Sure. Okay, well, I did draw a land. I'll just go ahead and Lava Spike my opponent here. Only really one mode on this card, so... And I do have, for my Needlebite Trap, I already have Chef's Kiss and stuff, so... I mean, I guess I'm just slamming Fable here. I would assume they probably have a counterspell, but... I don't think sitting back and doing nothing is going to do anything either, so... The other thing about Chef's Kiss is it also can't stop counterspells either. It's a... it's a single permanent or player. Wow, okay, so I just drew the Grove, which means I can dome my opponent for a lot here. Not currently, or not at that moment since they had protection, but I mean, I guess I'm just gonna wait for them to tap low enough. Well, I guess I'm gonna go for it now then, huh? So have you gain a life? Cast a Needlebite Trap. And then cast a Chef's Kiss. Hit you for 10. Fortunately, I can't, because of this Teferi, I'm not going to be able to untap and Lightning Bolt plus Chef's Kiss to finish them off, but if I draw another Needlebite Trap, I can do something there. Oh, and also, yeah, if they didn't bounce the One Ring with Teferi, they would just die to the ring too. All right, got a Channeler. I think I'm just It's a little rough because I want to bolt to Fairy, but at the same time, my opponent is at 5. So if I draw another bolt, if I draw a Lava Spike, if I draw a Breach, then I can win. So I guess I'm just going to hold on to this for now. Maybe I'll be able to attack down the Teferi with Drag's Raid Channeler. Would imagine they're going to be tempted to replay the ring here. Whoa. Suppression Ray. Okay. Seems like a pretty reasonable control card here. Wonder if they're playing a Detune the Narrative or anything to add that, or if it's just a Thog, basically. Okay, Fable's a good draw here. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and cast it. Or actually, hold on. I think I should attack Teferi first, because if Teferi dies, then I can. Actually, I can't. Lightning Bolt with Chef's Kiss. Never mind. I should have cast it. Yeah, because I could have. Could have gotten the Surveil here with the Fable. They have a Force Negation. That is their profile picture. Drawing with the ring. And they let it go. I think I have to Bolt Teferi now. I would like to be able to Chef's Kiss something if I can. And then also, I really don't want them to be able to reactivate Teferi, which I think they're getting close to being able to do. Okay, I got another ring. And a Narset, okay. Find another ring, okay. Perfect. Found a Lava Spike. I mean, if they ever don't have protection, then this is lethal. So I guess I'm not discarding anything. I might end up. Oh, I also discarding anything would have been really bad because of Narset. So I'm glad I didn't do that. Hopefully my opponent doesn't just have the what's it called? Draw 7 card. Days Undoing. Because that would be pretty bad, but you know, I do have Needlebite Trap, and Lightning Bolts that can kill them through Chaining Rings as well. They're down to 3. Yep. Knew they had another ring, so that makes sense. And it's Fairy, so it's going to be hard to get around that. Bounces my Goblin Shaman, which does make sense. Alright, well, just going to pass turn again. Hopefully, at some point, I'll be able to untap where my opponent does not have the ring protection. My opponent also has 8 cards in hand, so not looking too great here. Okay, just hard cast Solitude. I'd love to draw another burn spell. Oof. Yeah, these okay, and the Day's Undoing. Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and pack it up. Opponent has, they're gonna gain 3 life here. I'm gonna go to empty-handed and then draw a million cards. So pretty unfortunate because I feel like very close. But alright, so I've got Thoughtseizes, I've got Underworld Breach. What do I want to take out here? I mean, to be honest, I feel like Chef's Kiss, Flare of Duplication are the the main cards that would be bad in this matchup, but I mean, Chef's Kiss is the card I really want to cut, but I can't. I think I'm going to get rid of a Triskaidekaphobia. And then I think probably Flare of Duplication as well. And then I guess a Lava Spike. Just trying to get, obviously, Thoughtseize for disruption, and then Underworld Breach is just a bit of inevitability. Get some either Ball Bunch to get some card draw, or I could use that to Lightning Bolt a bunch to win the game. I mean, this hand is a little awkward. No creatures or other card draw, but it does have, you know, Surveil Land and Thoughtseize, so probably going to keep it. Let's see if that pans out or not. So they moved to 6. Definitely going to be graveyarding second Needlebite Trap. At least at this point of the game. Alright, so let's see what they've got here. Cosmic Rebirth, Subtlety, Ring, Counterspell. Interesting. And only 2 lands. Alright, I guess I'm taking the Ring. Just gonna go ahead and Lava Spike here. I might be able to just naturally Needlebite Trap if they Cosmic Rebirth. Also did draw a Grove of the Burnwillows. I'll go ahead and do this. I can build up my graveyard a little bit. Bottom's a Prismatic Ending. Try to find their 3rd land. They do find it. Alright. Found a Ragavan. I wonder if this will prompt a counterspell. I guess I can just dash it and see what happens. Okay, I just spend the counterspell on it. Did not find a 3rd land. Okay, get to Surveil. Put 2nd Grove to the yard. It's a bit awkward because they're gonna Cosmic Rebirth here, and I'd like to be able to Needlebite Trap, but at the same time, Like, so, I mean, I get to cast it for only 1 mana. It's just natural. But at the same time, I think probably my best way of winning the game here is getting to Chef's Kiss. Okay, found another Thoughtseize. Let's start with that. Okay, Force Negation pitching Narset. So we got Cosmic Rebirth Subtlety Unknown card. I think I'm gonna hold this for now. Next turn. Oh, I guess maybe. Oh, Cosmic Rebirth. Okay. Cosmic Rebirth on the ring. Ring goes to hand. Okay, so if I go. I think I do Needlebite Trap here. And then I can. So if you cast, so I'm trying to set up. I can Underworld Breach, cast 2 cards. I think I can do that. It'll be interesting to see what they cast here. If they go for the ring, looks like they probably are. Which does make sense. They're drawing cards. I think I'm gonna wait because I could cast like a Ragavan out of the graveyard with Breach here, but I think I'd be happier trying to cast either Thoughtseizes or a bunch of Bolts, potentially. Right now I can cast 2 Bolts out of the graveyard. Alright, let's start with a Bolt here. Okay. No response from my opponent. Okay. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and Breach. See what my opponent does. I can either use this to get a Fable down or... Okay. I mean, I'm gonna try to double bolt them. Because they will die to the ring on their upkeep unless they have another Cosmic Rebirth. Okay, put you to 2. Pass turn. Do they have another Cosmic Rebirth? Look, they're looking for it. Let's go. Nice, okay. Well, I mean, I guess that's why you bring in the breaches, right? And Needlebite Trap was actually kind of big there. I mean, they gained 6 life off of Cosmic Rebirth, and Needlebite Trap kind of just invalidated that. I mean, I guess not everything is bad here. All right, I mean, this has the full combo. It's got Grove, Needlebite Trap, and Chef's Kiss. So I'm gonna keep. Probably gonna start with Theater here. I might have to give them a life off of Grove next turn. I'll probably keep a Ragavan though, since I probably want to try Dragon's Rage plus Thoughtseize plus Bauble. Order probably dependent on what my opponent does here. Getting Galorian revealed. Okay, tapping out. So I guess I'm probably okay with casting the Channeler first. I'm going to give my opponent a life. Let's see. Okay, I don't think I need another Chef's Kiss. Okay, so Counterspell, Rebirth, Days Undoing, double Teferi. Interesting. Can't take Teferi because there's two of them, and then also they can just rebirth it back. So kind of comes down to one of the other three cards. They don't have a Narset currently, so maybe I just try to plan to beat them before they can get a Narset in today's Undoing. Which means I'm either taking Cosmic Rebirth or Counterspell. And I'm probably going to take, I think I'm just going to take Rebirth. Hopefully it can stop them from finding a land. They don't gain life. They can't get it. Or they could use Cosmic Rebirth to get Narset back. So yeah, I think that probably has to be the pick. Ragavan, I've already got a Ragavan. And I don't think they're going to be countering that. I think I'm going to go ahead and do this. They get a counterspell. Okay. So I'm glad I probably should have bobbled first so I knew what their top card was. But glad I didn't take their counterspell. Blackleaf Cliff's a pretty good draw here since I can dash Ragavan. I think I'm just going to attack them, get the trigger. See what I get here. Grabbed a ring. It's kind of funny, but don't have the mana for it, unfortunately. Sure, my opponent would have loved to draw that. Tapped land. Got another Grove here. I'm gonna go ahead and cast a Ragavan. Might eat a counterspell. Does eat a counterspell. I'm gonna go attack the Teferi here. So I think I might breach. I can cast. So I mill a card into the graveyard. I should be able to bobble plus cast Ragavan. Which seems pretty worth it, but since my opponent is tapped down right now. I'm gonna get to mill 2 lands to the graveyard, which is pretty big here. Get a Force Negation. That's okay. Not as concerned about that one. Get a Ragavan. Alright. True to the Blood Crypt. So my opponent has 1 unknown in hand. Next turn, I mean, I think if they Teferi here, this might be the best chance to Chef's Kiss, because I can kill their Teferi and then go for the Needlebite Trap plus Chef's Kiss on their upkeep. Well, I guess they would be able to counterspell then. They do have Force of Negation and Counterspell. So if they do it, if I do it on my turn, they can force. If they do it on their turn, they can counterspell. It is a bit awkward. Bounces the Channeler, which makes sense, since I could dash the Ragavan back otherwise. I think here I'm gonna go after the Teferi, since I don't think or this is their second one that I knew about, at least. So let's get a Dragon's Rage Chandler down. Another Bauble. Milling a lot of lands to the graveyard. Lorien Revealed. So basically just a land on top. I mean, I'm going to shock this in. If I see an opportunity, then I can dome them for 9 here. Fable is a good pickup. Milling the Lorien Revealed, or Island Cycling. Plays the land for turn. Cosmic Rebirth. Okay, well, I think this is my chance, since if this resolves, I will not be able to cast instant speed cards anymore. Epicure, I think I'm gonna graveyard that. Got some better draws that I can find. I mean, I'm gonna keep another Needlebite Trap. Since I have the Grove, like, it basically is just 1 mana deal 4. And then pending the Ragavan. So he's got Counterspell Days Undoing Force. I think I'm just going to go for a Needlebite Trap here. Because if they want to counter it, they have to force it here. Put another land to the graveyard. I think that's all. Yeah, that's all of my groves are either in play or in the graveyard, or in exile. See if they want to force this. Should be pretty good. Okay. So yeah, Force Pitch Counterspell. Pretty good with another Fable on top. Okay, they found Narset. Did they find land for Days Undoing? They did. Doesn't look like it. All right, well. Let's see. I think they're so low on life, but I just have to attack Narset here. With the Days Undoing in hand, it's just. All right, let's cast a Fable. I will keep that. See if they counter this. Okay, they'll let it resolve. All right, so the question is, do I Lava Spike Teferi? It's a bit awkward because I know the card on top, and I know I want to keep it. But I know they do have a Force, which they can probably leave up next turn. I think I'm gonna go for Lava Spike here. I just really want them to, if they need this Teferi to stay alive, then I want them to pitch cast Force of Negation. And then next turn, so then they'd be down to only 1 card in hand, and then next turn I'll have Bolt. Okay, They're keeping their cards in hand. Okay. Found a ring. Well, I guess I'm pretty happy with killing Teferi then. Fortunately, can't get value off of this Fable since I do want this Lightning Bolt. Get my treasure token at least. Alright. Opponent goes down to 7 off the ring. They're back up to 6 cards in hand, but nothing. They don't play anything just yet. Alright, well, I will get to Surveil. That's a good one to put in the graveyard. Got a Lorien Revealed on top. I mean, I have to attack. I know that they could have Subtlety here or Solitude. Alright, well, I'm gonna have to bolt this. Might get countered here, yeah, just snapping off the Force of Negation, pitching Subtlety. Yeah, I mean, I think this might be another W for the ring, unfortunately. It's just so brutal when they get a turn off. Now they're drawing 3 cards, they gained a bunch of life. Probably found another ring at this point. If they pass here without doing anything, then there's a chance that I could win, but oops, didn't mean to close out the Days Undoing there. Okay, and there's the Narset, probably Days Undoing coming soon. I mean, I guess there's not even really much of a reason to do that. Although, I mean, they go down to... they're going down to 6 here. They go down to 3 off the ring. Get a Thoughtseize. Just a hard cast. Force of Negation makes sense. You can protect the ring. Probably just going to be dead here. Unfortunately, I mean, even with my burn spells, it's just going to be hard to get through all their permission. Just with how much mana they have, it's going to be hard to ever run them out of mana. And then on top of that, once they're desperate, they can cast a Days Undoing. So going down to 3. Draws 4 before they play the new ring. Shocker. Mystigate. And a Supreme Verdict. Sure. Let's get a Surveil. Surveil that to the graveyard. Okay, found a Fable. They have another Force. They do not. or they don't want to use it. Fortunately, with this Narset out, the second mode is not going to do me any good. But it is an attacker at least. Finds it to Fairy. So now he can go Fairy plus Days Undoing on my draw step. Or I guess just bounce the Goblin Shaman. Makes sense. Not going to discard anything. Will Thoughtseize though. Alright. Well, it was a valiant effort, but my opponent is going to be able to Days Undoing in my next upkeep. I think I'll stick it out until they get a Solitude in play. I think if they get in one Solitude attack, then I'm just guaranteed to be dead. Okay. Because currently I do have outs where, you know, obviously any burn spell kills them, breach kills them. Even a Ragavan would kill them if they attack with subtlety here, but you know, they've got 4 cards in hand already, and they're gonna have more. Okay, well they didn't cast Days Undoing, so I can dash Ragavan. So let's hope they just clicked through my draw step, and they were planning the Days Undoing but didn't. No, they've got a Prismatic Ending. Fair enough. Why cast the Days Undoing when the 4 cards already in your hand will do the trick? Find a Supreme Verdict. And then just cast Kira. Yep, I am at I'm at 30, which is pretty funny. All right. Bloodstained Mire, not the draw that I needed here. Fortunately, my opponent is not tapping the ring and then dying to it, which is pretty rude. Swing in for 7. They've got 5 cards in hand. Just drew another land. Man, my opponent is really holding off on this Days Undoing. Really figured that they would have cast it. They didn't pitch it or anything, did they? No, I think it's still in their hand. I mean, I don't think there's really anything I can do at this point anyway. I'm sure they probably have multiple counter spells that they're just sitting on. Maybe even a Cosmic Rebirth. No, I can't even target them, so. Alright, there's a Solitude. If the 6 cards in hand, including a Days Undoing, wasn't enough, this 4/3 Solitude will be enough. This match was actually fairly close. I mean, got them down to 2. I think if they hadn't drawn that first ring that changed them into it, then I think I probably would have won this game. But the rings are what make these types of deck good. So not too surprising that we lost to it. So yeah, let's get into the next match. See if we can do better next time. Back for round 3 with Chef's Kiss. I'm going to keep this hand. Looks like probably up against energy or maybe storm. But I think this hand is pretty solid. Got a couple bolts. Got a Dragon's Rage Chandler. Chandler is just like probably the best card in the deck, to be honest. Like yeah, I'm playing the Chef's Kiss combo, but these like red black bauble bolt breach decks are just like always so good, regardless of what else you throw into it. All right, so I'm gonna Raucous Theater. It's kind of an interesting one. Probably just gonna surveil that to the yard. Get Epicure down. Opponent shocks themselves for a Goblin with Bombardment. Okay. I have a lot of bolts. Do I just kill them here? I guess if I can find... I think if I can find Delirium, then I just kill them. So... let's get a mountain and see if we can do that. So I just need to find one other card type. Got one more draw to see. Found a Flare of Duplication. I guess I'm graveyarding that. Fortunately, with no Delirium, my opponent is at 8. Oh, I guess I could have... I didn't... I could have gone for 2 more Surveils here by sacrificing the Epicure. Okay, well, I have to bolt a Ajani here. Oh, and I could have... yeah, I could have killed them, for sure. Okay, he bolts a Ajani. Yeah, no, I screwed this up. That's my bad. Hopefully we can still pull out the win here. Okay, well... okay, well, it looks like I'm going to be able to get the win here. Unless my opponent goes land into something else. Okay, so I actually missed a turn 3 kill with this deck, which is very funny. But got the win anyway. So time to bring in Searing Blazes. Probably taking out Triskaidekaphobia. I'm probably taking out, just trimming a couple Lava Spikes. I think my single Underworld Breach is probably what I want here. Just don't really need more of that, but pretty much always be happy drawing the first one. And this is a really interesting hand, because I mean Ragavan is not that good against energy. So I can't really counter that for mana. Probably just a mulligan here. Not really interested in just dying to the lack of lands. I'll keep this though, and then I think I'm gonna put Chef's Kiss down. Not because of my hatred for the card, but just because I want to be able to copy Searing Blaze with it. So let's get a little Scry going with the Bauble. Okay, I don't think I really want another land here. So let's Fetch up a Blood Crypt. I mean, and then I can double Searing Blaze next turn. Should be kind of funny. Draw a Lava Spike. Got a lot of burn in hand. Amped Raptor. Into... Whoa, he revealed Fear Fire Foes? Each other... Well... That seems very good in the Boros Mirror. But also very bad to flip off Amped Raptor. I mean, I think with the other burn and Needle Bite Trap, I think I'm just okay with just Searing Blazing the Amped Raptor, especially since I don't have another land. You might be able to say that maybe I should have kept the third land that I saw on top. But you know. Oh, Ragavan is interesting here. So if they play a creature, they'll go up to 15. I can Needle Bite Trap them down to 5. And then I'd have bolts. I guess I don't know. I kind of want to dash Ragavan here because I don't think they'll block with the Guide of Souls. But I am worried that they might have a bolt or something. But I guess if they do have a bolt, then I can Flare of Duplication and kill their guide. But I guess I could also just hard cast Ragavan. I think I'm going to go for that. I mean, hopefully they don't have too many creatures to gain life off of Guide of Souls. Okay, so they did have a discharge. I could flare this, kill their Guide of Souls. I think I'm maybe this is wrong, I don't know. But I think I'm gonna wait. I mean, I've definitely been impressed by Flare of Duplication. Seems very strong. Wow. That's lame. Well, I guess since I can no longer Needle Bite Trap, I'm just gonna bolt here. I'm gonna look at, I think, the top part of my library, see if I wanna... Okay. Pretty happy with that. I think I'm probably just gonna Lava Spike here. And then since I have the Flare in hand, and then the Breach on top, so I'll be able to flare if I need it next turn. Probably just gonna be discarding this Needle Bite Trap. Static Prison to get rid of my Epicure. Guess that makes sense. Kind of lame though. And then just pass. Alright. Discard that. Draw Searing Blaze. Draw another Needlebite Trap. That's not great here. So I could just bobble twice, but I think I'm better off holding the breach until I can get either a Channeler in play, or I can, you know, get a little bit more value out of it. Okay, decides to let me have my Epicure back. Okay, so I guess he just wants to Flage. It's kind of an interesting spot here, actually, because I can stop him from gaining the life here. Searing Blade is unfortunately only 1 damage right now, but I put him to 7. Is that worth it? I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm still kind of far away from breaching for the kill either way. So let me discard Needlebite Trap. Okay, well, if I had drawn a Bolt here, then I definitely would have Bolt plus Flare. But since I didn't, I'm not going to do anything. Yeah, I'm probably just chilling. Hopefully they don't find another white source for Flage. Amp Raptor, okay. Found a Surgical Extraction. Yeah. On Searing Blaze, which is pretty funny. Wait, I could flare their Surgical Extraction and grab Flage. That's probably correct, right? Like, I don't just can't beat Flage. I'll target Flage. Fear Fire Foe, Static Prison, Thraben Charm. Okay. Thraben Charm is a good one to know about for sure. Otherwise, looks like a pretty standard list. Surprised to see 3 Blood Moons still in versus me. Since, you know, I'm a 2-color deck. I don't actually have a basic swamp, which maybe I should. But since so much of my deck is red, I kind of didn't think it would be necessary. Especially since why would you keep it in Blood Moon against a deck that's mostly red? But I mean, it's certainly working here. I mean, I had 2 Needlebite Traps that I had to discard already. All right. Well, since they have the Thraben Charm, maybe I should just fire off the Breach now. I can get. I guess Ragavan doesn't really do anything, but I can go Bolt down to 6, and then Bobble the rest of the times. Seems good enough to me. So let's start off by bolting. It looks like just 1 Bobble. I mean, that's fine. Let's get another Thraben Charm on top. Sure. That's deal 6 and draw a card. Seems pretty good. If I draw another Bolt, let's see, I got 2 more Bolts, and I think I boarded out 2 lava spikes, 1 more lava spike. Alright, well, just chilling. So far, they just have a bunch of removal spells. Found another Amptraptor. Oof, a Johnny. That's not good. Since they might be able to kill this cat. Okay. Found a Fable. Fable's pretty solid here. Found a basic planes. Alright, Static Prison. Grabbing the Fable. Swinging in for 6. Does he want to Thraben Charm his cat? He does. Well, I just have to do this. I can't. I cannot let him flip a Johnny. Unfortunately, that does mean if maybe they'll cast one of these spells on my creature and I can boom them with Chef's Kiss. I don't know if they would even bother with casting on the Goblin Shaman here. Okay, well, I can still draw. I guess oh shoot! Is that a lightning bolt I see? Let's see if they let me. Yeah, I think I just win because they can try to kill this, but then I get to. Oh my gosh, am I actually winning this off of Chef's Kiss? So yeah, see, I copy it, but I do target the same raptor twice. But it does save my Goblin Shaman. And I top deck the Bolt. Oh my god. I mean, what are you gonna do, I guess? I just, sometimes you try to Thraben Charm to stay alive and get Chef's Kissed. Honestly, I have nothing to say, and we'll be moving on to match 4. All right, back for round 4 with Chef's Kiss. Against all odds, I'm 2-1 with this deck. This hand is a little bit awkward. I'm gonna definitely be hoping for Ragavan to carry here, but I do get to scry with this bubble. I think I'll keep a channeler. Yeah, I'm just I cannot believe how well this deck is working. I know, it's playing like a good shell, like Ragavan, Channeler, Bauble, Breach, Fable, like those are just good cards to already be playing. But like Chef's Kiss, I don't even know if there's another card that could have won that game. Obviously, I guess you could say, oh, if you had just drawn another bolt, that would also have won that game. But yeah, I mean, but in that situation, right, where my creature's being targeted by a removal spell, I need that creature to get in for lethal damage. I mean, is there another spell in red that could have saved me there? You know, it's just like you. The only situation would be maybe a pump spell or something that they that would have saved me there. But Chef's Kiss. I mean, I guess it's just where it's at in Modern. All right, so let's get a Ragavan hit. So I found a forest. Makes sense. Looks like I'm up against Living End here, so good to cast a Dragon's Rage Channeler. Maybe I'll be able to surveil some creatures into the yard. I don't know how much it will matter, since certainly my opponent is going to be getting a much bigger board back. But, I mean, the one advantage of my deck is there's a lot of burn that I can cast here. I mean, I've already got a Needlebite Trap. I've got Lightning Bolts, you know. Can definitely do 10 damage just out of nowhere with the burn. Looks like my opponent might be considering whether or not to Subtlety here. If they were, they decide not to. Get to attack for 3 here. Oh, touch the Spirit Realm on my Ragavan. It's kind of interesting. I know this kind of strands my Blackleaf Cliffs. It is coming in tapped, but would like to get a Surveil here, and I mean, I'm assuming they probably are gonna end up cascading here and casting Living End, but I mean, using this definitely did let me keep my Ragavan. Okay, so they bolt themselves down to 12. There's the Ardent Plea. All right, well, let me surveil. See what I can find. How about another land to the graveyard? Not looking great here. Another Raucous Theater, and another land to the graveyard. I had a lot of those this game. I'm gonna be dying pretty quick here, and I'm pretty far away. I think I might need a breach at this point. Mishra's Bauble is not what I needed. They have a Solitude on top. That's awkward. They have another Subtlety. Okay. That's not quite lethal. Can survive at 1. Wooded Foothills is not helpful. So I guess I'm still on the breach plan. Although I guess with so few cards in hand, don't know that it would help. I kind of need... actually, kind of what I needed to do is untap and then kill them on their upkeep, but I cannot do that anymore because of Teferi. So... yeah, I don't think Ragavan's a good card, but I don't think it's gonna save me here. Especially since I know they have a Subtlety in hand. Alright, well, I do get to bring in Tormod's Crypt. I have Thoughtseizes as well. So take out Triskaidekaphobia. Flare of Duplication, I think is another one. I think I'm just gonna take it out since they have Teferis and not really anything that I'm interested in flaring. Probably trim Epicure on the play. I'm gonna keep Ragavan in. Maybe just go down a Lava Spike. Let's see how that goes. See if I can come back in the sideboard games. I mean, I think this hand looks pretty solid. The Grove looking a little bit awkward as usual, but I got a turn 1 Ragavan into turn 2 Channeler plus Thoughtseize. Into hopefully a turn 3 Fable. Alright, let's attack with Ragavan first. I guess I could also just cast a Fable this turn too, and then wait till next turn to see if I want to Thoughtseize. Or to see if they found a Cascade card. Okay, got a Hedge Maze off the top. Alright, I mean, yeah, I think I'm just going to go for this. It would be nice to get this down, get to chapter 2 quickly. So my opponent might have a Force Negation. Yeah, that's okay. Still have the, you know, Channel of Thoughtseize play. Could potentially go Fable again this turn. But since they could get 3 mana next turn, probably going to be a bit better to Thoughtseize here. Get in there for 2. Yeah, another Touch the Spirit Realm. That's fine. Alright, well, let's get this Channeler down. And then Thoughtseize. I think this Chef's Kiss is going to go to the graveyard. Alright, well, they don't have a Cascader. They do have a actual Living End in hand. Probably just going to take this Force. Plays the Otawara. I'm going to go ahead and attack first, even though I could Channeler to try to hit Delirium. Sink into Stupor, sure. Okay, well, I'm just going to go for a Fable here then. See if we can Surveil. Do I want a Bolt? Bolt is kind of interesting. Some more burn. I think I'm in the graveyard. I think I'm gonna be looking for. I've already got a lava spike to use the Chef's Kiss on, but I'm probably looking for a Needlebite Trap. Try to finish my opponent off here. Okay, Plane Cycle the Eagles. Temple Garden. They find a Shardless Agent? Looks like they might have. Found an Ardent Plea, okay. Well, gonna be tough. But at least they only got 2 Eagles back. They just have a Living End in hand, so probably some potential here. Okay, so I've got 9 points of burn. I'm gonna discard Ragavan, I think. Oh, there's the Tormod's Crypt. Yeah, I turned too late on the Tormod's Crypt, unfortunately. If they had typed this a little bit later, I think it would be in better shape. Now it's a bit awkward since I need a land to be able to even really cast the Chef's Kiss. And then, but I also need more burn. Okay, what's a card on top with Hedge Maze? They can cast a decent number of their cyclers now. So I could Lava Spike here. Lava Spike plus Chef's Kiss, that is. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to Lava Spike and then try to find a Needlebite Trap. I'll get to Surveil here, get one more chance at it. I think it's a bit unlikely that I would be able to get in damage with this Reflections. But maybe they might have kept a Force Negation or something. What do they got? I rethink things, okay. Raucous Theater. Alright, Graveyard Land. Can I find something good? No. No, I cannot. That's unfortunate. Just a little bit short of basically if I think if I had found a Needlebite Trap, I would have won this game. But as it is, opponent can swing in with their Eagles. I'm curious to see what because they topped a card, almost cast something, and then decided against it. I'm not sure what that was, but I guess we'll never know. All right, going down to 2-2, but I mean, still way better than I thought I was going to do with this deck. So, yeah, let's see if we can finish things off strong, get a treasure chest. All right, back for round 5 with Chef's Kiss, playing for the treasure chest somehow. I'm baffled that it has come to this, but I mean, this hand seems very mid, but probably just mid enough to be keepable. Got a couple of rule spells. Do have a Chef's Kiss and a Grove, so just looking for Needlebite Trap. Plus, obviously, a couple more lands. Do have Underworld Breach as well. Could find a Channeler or something. Okay, looks like probably up against Dimir Murktide. Seems like it could be a tough matchup. But we'll see. Ragman's a good draw. I'm pretty happy with that. Let's see what we reveal. Reveal Clinged Dust. Kind of funny. I could use that to draw a card, but I also kind of don't want that to be in their graveyard. So where does that leave me? I guess I need to not look a gift horse in the mouth, huh? I get to get in for 2 damage and draw a card for free, and I cannot complain too much about that. All right, Psychic Frog. Yeah, Psychic Frog is pretty good here. All right, Rux Theater. Probably have to keep a Fable. Honestly, I wonder if I should just discard this Underworld Breach and just try to go deeper, trying to find enough burn to kill them. I'm at 9 points of burn currently. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that because I don't have a Channeler. I don't even have anything in my graveyard currently. Find another Chef's Kiss. Okay. I guess kind of have to just slam the Fable here. I could definitely have Counterspell, but they did just fetch, like, main phase Bloodstained Mire fetch this basic Swamp. It's kind of an interesting play. What do they have here? Maybe a Bowmaster? Ugin's Binding. Are they playing like Null Drifter or something? It's the only thing I can think of that they would maybe play to trigger Ugin's Binding. Okay, Bin's a Preordain. Okay, well, I'm gonna just go ahead and bolt here. Found another bolt. I think I'm gonna... Oh, there's Bowmaster. Sure. That's fine. I think while they have just 1 mana up, I'm gonna go ahead and Lava Spike here. Lava Spike, Chef's Kiss. And then technically I do have enough burn to kill them with Bolt plus Chef's Kiss, but I would have to get pretty lucky on that one. Looks like they let it go. Put him down to 6. I mean, we're doing all right. Like, they shouldn't be able to gain too much life. Though eventually they're going to be able to start using the Psychic Frog. I mean, probably this turn, right? Yeah, just maybe discard a card or two. I don't need to give it flying. I'm gonna keep this Epicure around if I can, since I want to draw a Flare. That'd be another lethal spell here. It's like maybe a Murktide. Oh, okay. Clean to Dust to gain some life, sure. Did give them that one on for Ragavan, but you win some, you lose some, I guess. All right, well, I mean, if this Reflection lives, I can start copying this Epicure, which is pretty funny. And they're just going to keep drawing cards. All right, so just trying to find a couple more burden spells. Try and get there. Surveil. Land to the graveyard. Found another land, unfortunately. Okay, well. Let's see if they have a Fatal Push. That doesn't look like it. Also, I mean, they might have a Null Drifter or something, but this this turns off their Frog too. So I can just block here. Let's see what my opponent has here. Okay, so they do have an Null Drifter. Fair enough. Okay. Makes sense. Kind of surprised they didn't have a Fable last turn for the Epicure. Got another Fable. Do you have a counterspell? Somehow, no. Just trying to stay alive here. Discarding a couple lands. They're gonna give it flying this turn. Yeah. Okay. So that's okay. I'm gonna just get rid of this blood token. I'm gonna block the Auric. Could definitely have another Bowmaster, but would be kind of nice to know about that. Yeah, because there was a chance I would draw here, and still might, honestly, but it'd be good to know what I'm up against before I make that decision. Flare of Duplication. Man, this is rough. Like, I can kill my opponent here, but I have to get lucky off Chef's Kiss. I think I'm gonna discard Chef's Kiss because right now it's not helping me. It's not helping me get lethal here. Okay, well, Ragavan's not either, and I'm just gonna scoop this one up. Oh, that's lame. All right. Probably want more breaches, more thought seizes. I think Ragavan's gonna be pretty bad versus Bowmaster. Probably Triskaidekaphobia is not very good, and then since I'm cutting Ragavans, probably trimming down on Flare makes sense. And then we can honestly, nope. I was thinking about trimming another Flare and just having Triskaidekaphobia in, but that's okay. This hand has Grove plus Nearby Trap, but it also just doesn't have anything else. I think I just have to mulligan this. Wow. Okay. This is basically the same hand as last time, but worse. So, but I'll keep this on 6. And I do get to potentially have Needlebite Trap and Chef's Kiss. I'm going to get a Surveil here. Preordain turn 1. They go one top, one bottom. Let's see if we can find something good here. I think I'm gonna graveyard that. Need to find a Grove. Fable is pretty good too. Do also need to find a third land. Turn 2 Psychic Frog. Seems like they always have turn 2 Psychic Frog, huh? Well, didn't find a third land. And my opponent has turn 2 Psychic Frog. So that's looking probably like an L. Honestly, I feel like the biggest thing out of this deck is, like, I feel like this shell has a little bit of potential. Like, obviously, playing Needlebite Trap and Chef's Kiss is not good and is not what you should be doing. But, I mean, having Ragavan, having Channeler, and then just having, like, some burn spells plus Flare, like, does seem like it has potential. I mean, you could even, if you wanted to go real deep, you know, play, like Flame Rift or something like that, and then you could just deal, 8 damage out of nowhere. Like, I'm just imagining a turn where you swing in with Ragavan, deal 2 damage, and then Flame Rift plus Flare, and that's a 10 damage turn right there. And there's really not much that they can do about it. Oh, baby. This, I think that this hand is good enough to beat me. I'm I'm gonna take the Null Drifter here. They just have a million answers. They play Clean to Dust. Okay. Let's just go ahead and get a Surveil here. Flare, it's not quite good enough. The sad thing is, like, even if they for some reason decide to gain life off of Cling to Dust, and then I can like double Needle Bite Trap them or Chef's Kiss or something, it's just like they just have Force Negation, they just have Counterspell, and it's like, well, I don't think I'm gonna be able to actually resolve the burn that I need here. And this is the downside. I mean, obviously, I think like game 1 of match 1, we had a sick kill with Needle Bite Trap and Chef's Kiss, but then obviously now that things are going a little less swimmingly, then we just end up with just sitting still for 7 turns. All right, well, it's a rough end to go 0-2 to end it, but I mean, 2-3 is honestly better than I was expecting. I was kind of expecting a 1-4. And to even have a chance at a treasure chest was something that I never considered with this deck. But I mean, definitely more fun than I thought it would be. And however, I am definitely deleting this deck list, and I will not be playing Chef's Kiss anymore. I do think there is a shell here. Like should we just do a quick change here? So we cut like these cards, like these 10 cards, and then you could easily have a deck with Underworld Breach, Channelers, Ragavan's. You could put in you could have put in Swiftspears, you could put in Show Offs, you could put in even Goblin Guides, and then just maybe one or two more burn spells, and then all of a sudden, like, you've got a very reasonable deck. You could put in Thoughtseiz's main deck if you want to do that, or you could just go straight mono red, and then yeah, I mean, I think this would be a very reasonable deck, and you could definitely kill a lot of people with that. So yeah, let me know what you thought of this video. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you have a different idea of what Chef's Kiss is good for, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time.